fight end their ult. I mean, the EMP is very impactful, but it's no Graviton Surge, and you're not a Zarya. You're not going to be crushing divas in 2 seconds like 100 energy Zarya can. So I'm going to expect to see maybe a more slow and steady pace from XL2 Academy. They're going to be finding those hacks, stunning people down, getting those pickoffs one by one. They have a little less damage in the Zarya variant, but a little bit more control, and I think it's going to do well. If they can get a hack on Whoryu's Genji, they could shut down a Dragon Blade, or even just kill him early and get a fast take on first point.
You know, Jake, I do have to ask you, when is Adam going to snap? Where he's been one of the most consistent supports of all time, but every time in the pregame, we see him swapping the Symmetra, Torb, etc.
I want to see Adam play Doomfist.
I want to see it happen.
Simple. I just want to see Adam play Doomfist. Zachary using the perma invis here, very, very smart. A little bit of missed discipline here from XL2 Academy. They're showing their whole comp. Zach knows everything, and now so does all of Fusion University. This is the power of Sombra, and XL2 maybe don't even realize that they've been fully scouted this way.
You know, given that Sombra's role in lore is to steal information, that actually is very thematic to me.
I think the new patch is very thematic to how Sombra should play from a lore perspective.
Well, let's take a look at the gameplay perspective here. Fusion University dealing with XL2 just moving in hot and heavy. They're not caring whatsoever. They immediately go to point, but Adam picked off. It was Elk and Alarm taking him down in some support gameplay. But now XL2, they're setting up shop here. They're maybe about to pay some rents, we'll see. But you see Fusion dealing with this pretty well. They're keeping people on the point. They're not letting progress go. They get rid of Tizzy, and now it's XL2 working at a 2-man disadvantage, and they need a way out.
Tizzy dropping here. It seems like XL2 wants to just fight in this room. I mean, the Brigitte is probably the most powerful character possible in this kind of enclosed situation. Forcing Zachary to TP, but not getting enough value out of the stun. Maybe this is finally time for XL2 to start standing on the point.
Well, they have a rally up now. Nanoha was able to get the rally up rather quickly here. Did a lot of damage. Beast Halo, though, coming in off the Nano boost. Primal Rage ready. He was hacked. Can't use it here just yet. Hack about to go away. Primal Rage certainly up, but he's going to back off. Fusion didn't really think it was the time to strike, but now it's going to have to be soon as XL2 goes right back onto the point.
Doesn't want to overcommit there with the Primal. I like that patience. Nene forced the TP out, very close on his EMP. Both teams with the EMP here. This is going to be really important here. Tizzy dropping low, stunned down.
He's punished quickly. Zachary piles on, drops the EMP. Fusion looking to clean up the scraps, and they're doing just that. XL2 fully thrown off the point.
And here's the risk of committing to that type of fight. Adam goes down early to a great pick from Elk, maybe finding a Bionade or a Sleep there, separating from his team. And then that incredibly slow fight. We see already 2 minutes off the clock. XL2 Academy with almost nothing to show for it from an ultimate perspective. They got an EMP and a self-destruct, but Fusion sitting on a 5 ultimate stack. This is very risky for them.
Zachary sees everything and says, see ya, goes back the other way. And now we have to take a look at Nene here, right? Nene has the EMP, he has the setup. We'll see what he does here, but who are you? He has the blade, and he's gonna have the Nano to go with it.
Very dangerous. Everybody's grouping up, and who are you has a Nano Blade. This could be big.
Yeah, it's not 4 AM and you still have to be scared. That's the real tragedy about this, is here comes Who Are You? Blade coming out, but he's zoned out of the fight. Now down to about 2 seconds, but 2 seconds might be all he needs. Takes down Adam, slices on through. Tons of damage happening to XL2, and Fusion still makes it work. And that EMP was not able to be used by Nene.
The patience from Who Are You there. Popping the blade, not getting what he wants early, biding his time until the last second. The XL2 starts to suspect, hey, maybe it's over. Maybe he won't come back in, and he slips in, picks up the Lucio. So crucial. Adam not able to find his beat drop just yet.
Well, Nene right now, only a minute 20 left, so he's gonna get a good EMP. He's starting to run out of time.
Bernard checking for that Sombra, trying to find her in a corner. Nene's EMP, as you said, has to be massive here. Ooh, sees the Zen drop down. Maybe the Zen thinks he's unscouted in this position.
I think he might just go for the straight Zen here, and yeah, he's not going for the tanks. Immediately removes Alarm, but that's not the highest value EMP. It lows TC immediately, and XL2 can just, they can't deal with the EMP. Zachary gets it on the top. You see Fusion diving on in, but it is back and forth. The self-destruct comes in from Muyo, makes a little bit more room. Who Are You, though? Getting close to the blade. It's so back and forth.
We saw Zachary commit the EMP there, but he didn't find Goliath. Goliath with the perfect position to dodge it, keeps his ultimate online, heals his team, and it looks like this could be a take for XL2. Great patience by Fusion. They want to regroup, get as many players here as possible before they commit. They're going to go with the trance in the stairwell.
Yeah, Alarm comes right back in, uses the transcend immediately. He had faith that Who Are You would get the blade in time, but he hasn't gotten anything in the last few seconds. He's been stuck at 80, finally gets the blade. Nanohana down, and Who Are You? Doesn't wait, brings it out. Who Are You? Going in, and it's really not even him. Beast Halo didn't know, picks up 3. Beast Halo goes, you know what, Who Are You? You're not really needed here, it's fine.
I think Who Are You's damage probably set up those initial few primal kills from Beast Halo, but Beast Halo's been looking so strong. Talk about a turnaround here. finally, XL2 is forced to rush to the point. Overtime scenario, they're just going to be bleeding in here. Beast Halo holding strong in the choke, and there it is. What a hold from Fusion. The patience to not recommit, give up 2 ticks, and come back in and just absolutely crush. Everyone staying alive. That's Overwatch League level play right there. That's something you don't see very often in lower levels of play. People backing off the point, waiting for their respawners to get the best fight possible. Great discipline there.
Now, one thing I want you to break down to me here is that I think a key point for people watching is they're wondering why Nene had to wait so long on his EMP. What challenges was he facing there? What was Fusion doing to make that so difficult for Nene?
The struggle is inherently when you're playing these slower compositions, right? We saw the first 2 minutes of the clock run down, trying to commit to a Ryan composition from XL2. And with that slow composition, you're not going to be applying the kind of pressure for the enemy team that gives your Sombra those openings. What you really want is not to be committing your EMP on a solo Zen. You want to be finding those pickoffs for free without ultimates. You want to be sending a Winston in and comboing with a perfect Sombra scout and damage at the right moment to just burst them down. And if you're forced to use the EMP just for that one pickoff, you're not getting nearly as much value as something that sort of finds the whole team, slows them all down, forces you to delay 5 or 6 seconds before you really push with your abilities.
All right, so now we're going to be swapping sides here, where it is worth knowing that XL2 still could get a win here. They did get some progress on the point. We are not in a draw situation. In fact, it is incredibly unlikely that this would end in a draw. However, it is very likely that it ends in a Fusion University win, given the condition that they have here, which is not even a full cap on point A, it is partial. If you're a team and you're in this situation where you're dealing with such a difficult win condition, you're XL2 in the defense, how do you make this work? And I mean, Junkrat, clearly they're trying to pander to you right now.
I love to see it. I have been appeased. Thank you, Nanohana.
Is he your friend now?
He's been accepted into the Junkrat Players Club, which is welcoming of all types. XL2 Academy, though, I do like this compositional decision. Nene's Widow is going to be absolutely crucial here. He needs to produce. This is all about the picks. If it's allowed to go to a straight ultimate matchup, eventually Fusion will overwhelm. But if XL2 can keep finding those picks, keep shutting down pushes halfway, that could be an absolutely major difference here. But I love the setup also from Fusion. Running the triple dive tank. This Hammond is going to be able to get behind and apply so much flanking pressure.
Never before have we gone down this road. We'll see what Beast Halo does, but Adam picked off immediately. Fusion, the triple tank working out so well. XL2 can't even breathe, and 3 members already down. Hammond and Winston, best friends forever, as Beast Halo goes in even deeper. This is looking like Fusion University might be up 3 maps to 0, and I'm not sure it was close here in Anubis.
You know, I expected that to go a little slower, honestly. I expected a little more setup, a little more surrounding. XL2 running back into the point here, though. Maybe trying to recontest this. They've got a lot of supports in the stairwell, but things are just going from bad to worse here. Elk in a perfect setup, sitting with Alarm. They're never going to be touched here in their position under bridge, putting out so much heals. So hard to turn a situation like this.
Fusion University, they take Temple of Anubis. They are 1 map away from winning that trophy you see right there, from being your Overwatch Contenders North America champions. You gotta be feeling it right now. If you're a team, you walk in here and you go up 3-0, what's going through your mind?
I mean, normally, if you go up 3-0 in the Overwatch League, it's all over with the crying. But here, I mean, XL2 still had the opportunity to turn things around, but just as a player, the longer the series is, the more maps you are down with, with that goose egg on your scoreline, the more it starts to hurt, the more you start to worry, what if we can't make it happen? And as soon as you lose that faith, as soon as you lose that confidence in yourself and your teammates, that's when things can really start to crumble. So it's up to XL2 here to say, we're not going to allow that. No matter what's happened, maybe those maps didn't go our way for whatever reason. We didn't, make it happen. You have to be able to reset mentally and go back into the next map stronger. What are you not able to deal with? How are you going to shut down Who Are You's Doomfist? How are you going to tech to deal with these really aggressive dive comps that Fusion just showed? I mean, that was just a crushing offense on point A. I don't think I've seen them take that fast in a long time. But you need to be able to have answers for this. You need to be able to play that Sombra effectively, shutting down Who Are You. So far, I think Who Are You is getting way too much value. Beast Halo's Primals absolutely taking over the game. It wasn't exactly what I expected at Fusion, but looking very, very dominant.
So if I could just summarize the game plan here, if there's a spark of life for XL2, they have 2 key goals here. Number 1, shut down Who Are You. Doesn't matter how to do it. Don't let him Doomfist the way he wants. Get him out of the game. The second part, of course, is don't let Beast Halo do what he's doing here, because this is a change of pace where Fusion University, most people, if you were to ask them, what are they strong and where are they weak in, they would go, yeah, Beast Halo has improved this season, but he hasn't taken over games. Right now, Beast Halo has been taking over the game.
Some people are just layout players, get that adrenaline. Oh, and here we see Who Are You with the blade. The patience here with the last second of the blade finding this kill. Picking up the loser in this situation is a complete game changer. Here we see Biso getting incredible bleed value. Again, this Primal, just a beautiful Primal, 1 by 1, chasing down the enemies, not giving them any escape.
And one thing I think is worth noting here too is that it's been Elk who's been getting very good nano boosts on the Beast Halo, where certainly between the two of them are going, okay, when you're gonna go in, I'm gonna go in now. Yeah, that's fine. I got your nano boost. Go in and get some pickoffs, and it's been great to watch.
And for me, what's even more impressive than Elk and Alarm finding big plays and pickoffs here and there is that they're just never dying. They seem to be alive forever, and that's not something you can deal with on the other team. You've got way too many ults, too many chances. You need to give Who Are You less chances. I mean, eventually he will take you out with that Dragon Blade. He's one of the best in the game with that ability. You give him the nano, very, very scary situation to deal with, but you just need to give him less tries. If he gets 4 or 5 nano blades in a game, you're looking really, really grim. But if you can EMP a couple of those, turn a couple of them sour, hopefully you can start to turn things around here. You know, you need to put the pressure on Elk to maybe weaken Who Are You, allow your tank line to just threaten him more directly with the Winston.
Now, we do have some substitutions coming in here from XL2. You got to think that we're going to be seeing Mangachu come back into the game. We got Clone Man back in, so you have these different squads here for XL2, and I'm curious to see who the other sub is going to be for XL2. It's got to be Mangachu. Yep, there it is. Of course, no matter what happens here, he's not done for the weekend no matter what, but he's a player that would love to put another championship under his belt, so we'll see what he does there. And he's feeling good.
He's looking happy, and that's a crucial skill as a player. I don't even think of that as a personality thing. I think of that as a skill, because if you're able to come in down 3-0 and just be like, you know what, guys, let's do this. Like, we practiced this map, we're ready to play, we know our strategies, let's stick to them. If you can bring that confidence back for your team and be one of those players who's not affected by the scoreline, you can be a real asset to your team. Keep things steady even when times are tough. And that's exactly what XL2 needs here, because times are certainly tough. Fusion looking for that 4-0 sweep certainly would be a fitting way to conclude their second undefeated season.
And let's take a look at what map we might be going to. The map that could be the doom of XL2. Of course, it's their choice, and oh boy, it's gonna get spicy up in here. It's Rialto, and I think it's safe to say when it comes to maps in Overwatch, no one really knows how Rialto is gonna go. Even when a team is favored, this has been the map of upsets throughout all of Overwatch contenders, not just North America, but in general. Rialto is where teams can make comebacks.
Exactly, and if I had to pick a map here for XL2, I think this makes total sense. Mangachu, known as one of the best Pharahs in Contenders. A very, very strong point A defense for Pharah here. Those roofs are so difficult to deal with. Even if you're running, like, let's say, a Widow from Fusion University, it can be hard to find those angles. Pharahs have so many roofs to work with, so many places to slide and slip around your team, and also all of these canals, so risky with that concussion rocket.
You say that, but I would like to live in a universe where Mangachu goes, I don't care about the strategy. We're not going to do that anymore. I'm going to lock Torbjorn, and we're going to make this work.
I would also accept that, personally.
Yeah, I mean, who can argue? He's hammered some of the best players in Overwatch in the most key situations. It's a lethal weapon.
Who Are You here, taking a nice ride on the gondola in the Doomfist?
That's risky. That's how you fall into the water. Ask Linkster about that one.
Yeah, interesting setup here from Fusion. Bernard switching up.
Whoa,
I was hoping to see a little bit of a triple DPS. Who Are You doesn't need...
That guy was just living his...
He's just riding the gondola.
He was just living his life, man. That was his job. He had 2 days until retirement. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not a fan of you. Who are you? Not anymore.
Doomfist has to keep up his villain reputation.
I guess so. Like,
with the locals. Let the local Omnics know.
Jeez. I ain't fitting with Kings Row with what's been going on there. But we're getting into Rialto. It's Fusion University on the defense, and they're bringing out the Doomfist once more.
Doomfist Sombra, very good at some things, but not the best at dealing with that Pharah. It's hard to get the hacks off. But if Zachary can manage it with a couple, let's say, inventive translocators, this could turn sour for Mangachu. He's forced to drop to the low ground.
Well, you know what? If you're going to be going out, you might as well go out with your key DPS player on his most notable hero, Mangachu, on the Pharah. Going to be weaving his way in and out. Certainly trying to avoid the Ana, trying to avoid pressure, but this could be a real troublesome exercise here for Fusion.
One of the risks here is that even without a traditional hit scan on the side of Fusion, a Discord and a couple shots from Ana can really turn things quickly. Maybe a little bit of pick damage from Sombra. That Pharah can get bursted faster than you would expect.
But there is one upside there, is that Elk's looking at Mangachu. He's not healing the rest of his team, so there is a healing deficit if you're going to try and use the Ana in that anti-air role. So it makes sense for them to try this.
A lot of tension here. I think both teams looking for that initial hack to open things up. Who Are You using his cooldowns, but not committing to anything too aggressively here. Ooh, Nene scouts the backline, but Alarm picks off Goliath. This could shut things down for XL2. I don't expect him to commit to this fight.
Goliath has been a favorite target for Fusion University, whether it be Alarm, whether it be Who Are You. They're diving on the Ana in the backline consistently. Now XL2, down a player, still looking for payload progress. Nene surveying the territory, has both supports in his sights, but what does he need to strike? And up, he's just gonna go. Going for Alarm, but the nice nade keeps him alive.
Yeah, essentially just looking to farm ultimate here. Unfortunate on that timing here. Mangachu just shows up. That could have been a great combo play, but Mangachu finds one on his own. Elk without the bio need to survive. Looks more. Wants the alarm as well.
Nene did his job. Mangachu going in, drops the barrage, gets alarm down, and that was worth. Both supports are out of the fight. There's not going to be the healing for Fusion that they normally have, and XL2, that's why they're diving on in.
Who are you, though? Falls off the map. Unfortunate mistake there. Bernard and Bisalo both able to retreat to spawn and be re-healed by Elk. Now with 2 support ults, are the Fusion University looking to recontest this second point. Bisalo misses his initial jump, but the EMP still stops Adam from escaping here.
Ooh, Beast Halo again making so much work of those nano boosts. The chains unleashed, moves on in, and Fusion University buys time. And don't forget, getting through Point and Rialto, it's not easy.
Yeah, taking a quick trip down the canal is Wuyao looking to reset as quick as possible, but we saw how much setup time XL2 invested into that fight. Now they're only looking at 1:45 on the clock. This is shades of Temple of Anubis here. Exactly what we saw from Fusion. This clinical defense, not forcing plays, just letting them come to them. This is very, very high level play from the Fusion.
The key player here is Nene. Nene has to get the big MP, but Adam falls! That's not even Nene's fault. Nene was waiting for the setup. Adam just gets picked off because of some nice play coming in from Elk. Fusion. They go in too deeply. No, not quite. And oh, I don't think Clone Man meant to do that at all.
Potentially a fat finger Primal Rage here. Not what you want in this situation. He's going in a little, trying to get something done with it, but not able to find anything there. Oh, and unfortunately, potentially hacked into the pit. Yeah, maybe wants to go to Ryan here. Maybe he wants to change things up.
It's got to be a swap. I don't think... I mean, maybe he did get hacked to the pit, but man, that'd be tough. Is he going to come back on the Winston after that? Ooh, he is, but here comes Nene. Looking for Who Are You. Came close, but the support coming in from Beast Halo keeps Who Are You alive.
Fusion looking like they have XL2 completely figured out, but XL2 finally with a decent stack of ultimates here. This EMP could be a game changer if he can find the Zenyatta. Nene not committing now.
Goes for the hard hack instead, doesn't EMP, now out of the fight as he repositions. They're looking for Beast Halo, he gotta get the Terror out of it, but he has the Primal Rage up and doesn't even have to use it. The Nano Boost keeps him alive mid-fight. Flowman goes in deeper, under pressure, Goliath is down, and Fusion is holding so well right now.
Nene commits the EMP, but doesn't find the Zen. The Trance completely shutting it down. There's no opportunities to make a play here. Mangachu over the top. He absolutely must find something with the barrage here, but absolutely ready is Bernard, ready to get on his face and just block that barrage. Mangachu's gonna have it very hard here to find something valuable.
He's waiting for it. He didn't feel like he'd do nothing.
Faking it out.
Matrix too big of a threat. Now under pressure, holding, looking for the D-Mech, use the barrage for it, but you see Bernard just get away. He's gonna remech. It's for naught. And XL2 down to their final few seconds. We're in overtime.
The EMP comes out from the other side. Fusion, Who Are You with the Dragon Blade though? Looks to clean up this fight. Finds, doesn't find the Mercy. Not getting the dash reset there, unfortunately. Goliath, nice dodges, but not enough. Who Are You still finds him in the end.
Look, he named his Dragon Blade the Dream Killer and still good enough. Now we go to the Shurikens, going for the D-Mech. XL2 falling one by one. Who Are You on the cleanup? Overtime, gonna tick away here at Fusion University. Now so close to the clean sweep here in the Overwatch Contenders Finals and becoming your champions.
Certainly looking incredibly dominant here. It just feels like they have the XL2 figured out. This positioning from Alarm and Elk. They're playing together in the backline, and they've essentially no tank support. They're putting their tanks very aggressive, relying on Elk's heals and that long-range Harmony Orb to keep those tanks aggressive and control the choke. But at the same time, the supports just work together to survive in the backline. They're not worried about getting help from their tanks. They know that if they heal each other, if they properly play together, they can fight off those Sombras, fight off those Pharahs.
Now, I need to ask you here because, again, I think it's something that people are going to be talking about a lot as a key point in the matchup, and I'm not sure it actually mattered that much in the end, even though it was a waste, was Clone Man just sort of fat-fingering the Primal Rage and falling? Obviously, that's not ideal, but would things have gone differently if he still had it?
It's hard to say. It felt like they had a lot of ultimates. They had a lot of attempts at those fights, with a good setup, but just not able to actually produce with them at the end of the day. So I'm not sure it was really that ultimate that decided things. It really feels like Fusion's strategies are just on a higher level, and the way they're playing, the patience with which they're playing especially, is really what I would call Overwatch League caliber. Whereas XL2 making a little bit more mistakes, getting picked off by Alarm's right clicks. That's definitely on Alarm being one of the top Zenyatas, but still, you can't be dropping your Ana time and time again. This Ana is too crucial to XL2's composition.
Mangachu probably not going to be ended things on the Torbjorn. I mean, again, I would have been excited, but the reality here is that if you're just tuning in, it's XL2 fighting for their tournament life. They need to have an enormous hold here just to entertain the idea of getting reverse sweep. If Fusion University is able to get to that yellow box victory, that's going to be all she wrote. They will be the winners of the grand finals. So We'll see how this works out. XL2, now is the time to hold strong.
If there's a map you don't mind getting first held on, it is Rialto, though. This is perhaps the hardest first point to take in the entire game, so things are not over yet here in the Overwatch NA Contenders Finals. Could be the beginning of a turnaround for XL2, but they're going to have to change something, and maybe this is it. Getting very aggressive on the spawn, hoping to stifle Fusion's compositions, not give them the space that they want to set up on this dive.
This is all sorts of Finland style right now, where you get a team space here on Rialto, you get a little bit of extra time, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. Beast Halo goes in, Goliath down first again. Alarm was able to find him on that support v support matchup. Cloman's out of it, and Fusion, they deal with the early aggression quite well.
We talked about what cannot happen. Alarm picking off Goliath, and once the first pick of the fight, exactly that. So great understanding by Fusion, playing that slow, not rushing out of the spawn. They take their time, they get the setup, Alarm producing there, and there's just nothing XL2 can do once they lose their Ana. That's really the heals that they're relying on in this composition. And the risk of playing so aggressively forward like that is you've given up so many ultimates when you've lost the fight here. Everyone on Fusion at near 50%, that means they're gonna get a full 6 stack of ultimates almost all at the same time. That could be a massive power spike for them.
See who are you? He's looking for the flanking Doomfist. Now, decides to go on a little bit for the back. Goliath almost picked off again. Super low right now. Gonna have to get healed up. I think he might bionate himself given the burst. Cloman drops the Earth Shatter. Anything gonna happen there? Doesn't look like it. Here comes Fusion back on the other end. It's a nano boost to Beast Halo. Cloman down. Primal Rage and Beast Halo going for it once more. And this is pushing XL2 back. It's pushing him to the brink. Fusion on the verge of winning it all.
It's a nice hack by Nene, but Beast Halo outlasts it, now gets on Mangachu. Mangachu might not even get a rally off here. This hack, oh no, finally finds it there, very important.
He got the rally towards the very end, but Fusion, they're in the driver's seat. Charge coming on in. Mangachu, though, gets Alarm. XL2 coming out the back end side, looking for the flank. Who are you, though? Says, I'm going to go to the skies. Meteor Strike, looking for the Ana in the back. No, going for Diva. Takes down Wuyo. Doesn't let him get back in, and now he's going to get Ana as well. He does. Who are you? Opens the way. He's coming in from the back. XL2, they have to barrier and move forward to make space.
Who are you? Just absolutely cleaning up this backline. No one realizes here. Finally, Nene puts the hack on him. This could turn it around, but the healers are back for Fusion, and they're absolutely crushing. The nano boost on Beast Halo, cleaving absolutely everybody on the cart. The final seconds of NA Contenders. Fusion absolutely looking to close out here. So much presence on this cart.
It's Wuyo trying to buy time. The XL2 season on the line. Fusion University, you are the champions of Overwatch Contenders Season 2.
A crushing 4-0. Fusion looking so dominant there, just playing at an absolutely other level compared to XL2. I was hoping for a more competitive series, but you've got to give it to Fusion. They are really playing top-level Overwatch right here at Contenders.
I gotta say, both these teams were very impressive all season long, and I couldn't say enough good things about Fusion University, where what a turnaround, though, where this was more dominant than anything we saw in the regular season, and it was a huge turnaround compared to what we saw in the playoffs, where they almost fell to Toronto Esports. They had the reverse sweep to stay in it. And now they get to the grand finals, and they simply look dominant. They crush XL2, and they take their second straight title.
Very impressive stuff from Fusion. I feel like they just have this meta figured out. Great gameplay. Zachary getting so much value with these scouts, finding consistent EMPs and hacks that are really just slowing down XL2, not letting them play the way they want to. And who could forget Who Are You's Doomfist? Absolutely brutal, adding on to his hero pool, proving that he is a top Doomfist as well as a top Genji. So great plays from Who Are You. Crushing performance from him. We see the love between these players. A lot of these players good friends with each other. Maybe have played together on previous teams as Zach and Mangachu have, or just know each other from the scene. A lot of love here, despite the scoreline.
Well, I gotta say a lot of love to both these teams. This might be the last time we see them all together, but we're gonna be throwing it to Rob down on the floor as they raise the trophy.
Thank you, ZP, and congratulations. Get another round of applause for Fusion University, your back-to-back Contenders North American champions. Zachary, come on over here. I want to talk to you. What does it mean to you to win a second championship here in Contenders North America?
I don't know, just kind of like a step into the Overwatch League, because we kind of just like 4-0'd our competition. Like, I hate to BM, but it was a bit easy, and I had like a combined total of like 5 deaths over the entire series. So I just want to like do well in World Cup after this, and then go to the Overwatch League.
No shame in calling a clap, a clap. That was certainly what it was. Your mom, obviously in the audience, a lot of the parents out there for the teams. What does it mean to have her be able to watch you win this?
It's great, because she's been like a really big supporter of mine, and being able to like have her travel with me and be in the crowd really just like makes me reassured that I'm going to do well and great, because she's just my biggest supporter.
Okay, so as you pointed out, this was a 4-0. This wasn't exactly close. What was the team's strategy coming into this? What were you guys looking to do? XL2 did look fairly dominant all season long. What did you guys think you had to do to win this?
We were just going to play Sombra because she's overpowered, Doomfist because she's overpowered, Winston because he's overpowered, and there's a game-breaking bug, Ana because she's overpowered. And we were just going to jump them and spam our ults when we get them.
Yeah, great strategy, certainly something we've seen with some of the other teams here in the World Cup as well. So going forward, as you said, Overwatch League is the name of the game. That's where you want to go. It's where a lot of your teammates want to go. A lot of the guys over here wanted to go as well. What do you think is going to separate you as a player who eventually makes it to the Overwatch League?
Winning World Cup.
I mean, that's all right. Gonna win. So USA is definitively going to win the World Cup over South Korea, over Canada, over some of these other teams.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, well, obviously, a lot of confidence from Zachary. I assume the team also that you're playing with, USA, shares that belief. And certainly the audience here, one you would expect to be supporting Team USA. But that's going to do it for us down here on the stage.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you, Zachary. Man, that was a great interview. I know you're watching it. You had the respect, the gumption coming out from Zachary there. It's like, yeah, it was easy. I want more. Send me the OWL.
I mean, it certainly looked easy from my perspective there. Zachary, absolutely clinical execution. As you were saying, that really low depth count, that's what really distinguishes these top players, these top teams. It's not as much their incredible playmaking ability. A lot of people can make plays, but it's the ones who can make those plays and then recognize also when they're in too deep and it's not good, just get out, stay alive. Let's make the fight last longer. That's one of those really rare distinguishing factors you see in a player. So I'm certainly excited for Zachary to play in the Overwatch League, and I'm also excited for Team USA to win the Overwatch World Cup.
You know what? Go USA. At least that's what you got to be, because, of course, hey, it's where you're from. But if you're just tuning in and wondering, hey, what went on during the series, we got you covered. Let's look at how this went down, where it was quick, it was decisive, and Fusion was on top. But it wasn't without the moments here. See Mangachu, give a little bit of time on Farah.
Mangachu sneaking in here in the back, finding a bit of value. Very close to closing this out, but who are you? Able to turn things around with the uppercut, pick off the Farah, slow down that aggression. Elk, oh, here we see him finishing off Adam.
That was one thing we saw over and over again. It was Elk and Alarm just punishing the supports of XL2, whether it be Adam, whether it be Goliath. They were essentially DPS at points.
Certainly, and that's part of the strength of this high ground position that Elk and Alarm are playing. They're putting their tanks so far forward. We get to see Bernard and Beast Halo constantly in the front, but also constantly healed by that Ana. Those long-range heals put to maximum use by Fusion, getting most value out of the tech. If you want to get on the supports, you have to abandon your whole team.
By the way, who are you, Doomfist, the true terror of this entire series, where, we thought it'd be more in Brigida, but nah, he goes, let me just do DPS, let me fly.
Certainly, I love to see the Who Are You Doomfist producing all series long, proving that he's a top Doomfist player too. And for me, again, it comes back to that always escaping. It felt like he was never picked off first, despite playing against these compositions that are ostensibly designed to fight the Doomfist off. You've got the Sombra, you've got the Brigida, you've got a lot of answers, stuns, controls for Doomfist. Slow him down, don't let him use those abilities. But it felt like he was just too elusive for them. They couldn't ever find him, couldn't ever pick him off. When he did get hacked or stunned, his team was right there to protect him. So just great team synergy coming in from the Fusion Academy, just outplaying the XL2 here.
Well, guys, this was just the first part of some great Overwatch this weekend. We still got 2 more days of Overwatch World Cup heading at you. There are going to be some great matches. We still got USA v Canada to top it all off. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. Overwatch all weekend long.